I had an interesting conversation this week. Actually, it was a slack and forth, but I've been thinking about it a lot. Bhargav Patel, Peter Bavaro, my coworkers, and I were talking about Meta's new Vibes app, which, if you haven't seen it yet, is the generative content tool that is baked into Meta. It's making a ton of AI video and just pumping it into our feed. Bhargav's POV was simple. This is what people will click on. They're going to gravitate towards it, engage with it the most, not because it's authentic, but because it's literally designed and built to engage scientifically and algorithmically. And my first reaction was like, come on, really? Won't people get tired of things that aren't real? We all talk about authenticity and real and being genuine and trust. Then I sat with it. And what even counts as real anymore is the question that I've been struggling with. And here's where it actually gets interesting, I think. Using AI well isn't a differentiator anymore. The real gap is whether you're building systems around the tools or you're just bolting AI onto the same old workflow. Most of us, though, are stuck in the middle. The ones who are pulling ahead didn't automate the old process. They rebuilt it. CXL just surveyed hundreds of B2B marketers, and the numbers came back in a way that I wrote down and have been toying with. 42% of B2B marketers called generic AI output their biggest failure. 46% of marketing leaders just want the content engine off their plate entirely. So sit with those two stats for a second. That's not a tooling problem, it's a workflow problem. 55% rate themselves still as beginners at workflow redesign, which is the actual meta skill that nobody's really talking about or building for yet. It doesn't matter how good your prompts are if the workflow around them is still built for 2019. 65% of those marketers called themselves beginners at AI operations and systems, but 42% say that's the skill they want most. Desire way outpacing capability. And that's the biggest gap of all. It's not about what's filling our feeds at the moment. Personal productivity is hitting a ceiling and fast. And the teams pulling ahead aren't the ones using AI better. They're the ones who rebuilt the process so output isn't capped by one person's hours and time and bandwidth anymore. That's the game now. Not who's creating the best prompts, it's who's rebuilt the machine best.